go away just because a few activists get upset about it. The United States government spends more than $80 billion a year on intelligence programs, and those that have spent their careers constructing this monolithic intelligence apparatus are doing it to defend it to the bitter end, as well as corporate partners in the private sector that rake in enormous profits thanks to big government contracts. But if the American people don't stand up and demand change now, it's going to be a signal to those doing the snooping that they can push the envelope even more, because nobody's going to stop them. And they said, who is turning the information over? Well, thousands of technology, finance, and manufacturing companies are working closely with the United States security agencies, providing sensitive information and in return receiving benefits, including access to classified intelligence for people familiar with the process indicated. So, wouldn't we like to have a list of those companies? I mean, I'm sure that they would lose a lot of business. Okay, this next article is about population shift and a white Caucasian race. Says a white share of the U.S. population drops to a historic low. The U.S. continues its transformation into a majority-minority nation last year, with Census Bureau data showing non-Hispanic whites making up the lowest percentage of the population in American history. The estimates released today capture several milestones in the country's demographic makeup. For the first time in more than a century, deaths outpaced births among white Americans. Almost half, 49.9% of the nation's children younger than 5, were minorities. And the nation's total minority population grew 21 times faster than whites. Non-Hispanic whites, the nation's predominant racial group, added 0.09% last year to the increase to their total of 197.7 million Americans, about 63% of the total population. Even with the increase, the largest since 2008, the total number of white deaths exceeded white births by 12,419. In 2000, whites were 69% of the population and 80% in 1980. A natural decrease and eventual loss in the white population is baked into the cake of our older white population, William H. Frey, senior fellow at the Brookings Institute, a Washington-based policy research group, said in an email. It is the younger, rapidly growing minority population that would be driving economic and demographic growth this century. Well, little can be said for that. That says about it all right there. The next article coming up is health issues related. This is stopping cancer spread. A new protein is found to control deadly cancer metastasis. Researchers have found a critical element that may explain why some cancers spread faster and farther than others. A discovery that could lead to one of these holy grails of cancer treatment containing the disease. Scientists at the University of California, San Diego School of Medicine have identified a protein that seems to serve as a switch regulating the spread of cancer from the primary tumor to distant spots in the body. A process known as metastasis. The protein is used by embryo cells during early development, but then disappears from the body after an individual comes out of the womb. According to the researchers, the protein was only found in women with only found in people with metastatic cancer, leading them to believe that the regulation of the protein could potentially stop the dangerous progression of this killer disease. Protein seems to get turned off after embryonic development, and we've only identified a small subpopulation of cells that can turn it on. Lead investigator Thomas Kipps Evelyn and Edwin Tosh, chair in the cancer research at US San Diego, told FoxNews.com. By and large, we looked at the brain, lungs, heart, kidneys, and other organs, and it wasn't there. But then when we looked at a variety of other cancers like breast, ovarian, prostate, it seems to be a common theme to express the embryonic protein. So that is an advance in cancer research. Um, in the news also, we have weather. More severe weather is a threat in the plains in the Midwest today. Um, Today, scattered severe storms are possible from part of the western Wisconsin and northwest central Illinois to parts of Missouri, Iowa, southern Nebraska, Kansas, northern Oklahoma, and eastern Colorado. Large hail, damaging wind, gusts, and locally heavy rainfall are the main threats. However, we cannot rule out a few tornadoes. Tomorrow, they will continue the severe threat, and it will continue in parts of the plains. A few severe storms may develop along the frontal boundary from the interior northeast into the Ohio Valley. Once again, damaging wind gusts, large hail would be main concerns. And that leads us to where we are now. We're 21.35 seconds into minutes and 35 seconds into the broadcast. I'd like to bring it to your mind about all of this confusion and chaos that's going on in the world today. There's no assurance that anyone is going to be safe and secure anymore, especially in this part of the world, in this country. Uh, we have wildfires, we have flooding, we have tornadoes, we have Dracos now, and we have um, the hurricane season that is upon us. We have tornadoes that are breaking out in places that we have not seen before, and it's like wicked weather gone wild. And not only that, but you've got the other things in life too that could cause a premature loss in of your life or a member of your family's life. And it brings up the subject of what happens to you after you die. One heartbeat away from life. What happens? Do you just go to sleep unconscious and you're never conscious again? Or do you immediately have an afterlife and you step out into eternity and you may or may not have any hope available to you if you do not make plans ahead of time for where you're going to spend your eternal life. You are a immortal soul having a physical experience, and you are immortal as far as your soul is concerned, and it will have one or two destinations. It will either be in a place of paradise or in a place of eternal punishment. And I think you should at least consider the thought of accepting the gift that God has provided for us. And if you look around and you see everything in this world, it's all a miracle. We take it for granted every day, but I mean, gravity, solid objects, air, water, the sun being precisely in the right place, the earth being in precisely the right place. All the animals in the world get fed and watered every day, basically, overall. And the earth itself is watered and maintained but through systems every day. And even though we may see the world in a chaotic state, it is still pretty well under control. It is still a closed system, and it is still supporting life here on this earth. However, one day our physical life will end. If it doesn't end by accident or disease, it will end due to old age and just wearing out. Our bodies will wear out according to the atrophy law of Newton's dynamics. Newtonian law, uh, entropy will kick in and our bodies will reproduce cells over and over again until finally every 10 years we build a new body until finally our last body that we have will be a weakened version of our former selves, and we will develop sickness, and we will be susceptible to other things such as falls, and we may just end up passing away. And each generation has a 100% kill rate, so we're all going to die. I mean, death and taxes are the only things in this world that are sure things, except for one more, and that's your eternal salvation. God has provided a way for you to spend an eternity with Him, and I'm not trying to twist your arm. You can make your own decisions, but if you go to the Holy Bible, the King James Version or New King James Version, and you look it up, and John 3:16, you'll see the key to accepting His Son as your Lord and Savior, and repent from your wicked ways and try to live a godly life. And God may add His blessings back to this country and lift this raft that seems to have encompassed us and has taken us over. I'm only asking this because I believe firmly that there is an afterlife. I believe that we are given God-given rights in this country, in this world while we're here. We're God's tools on the earth, and one day He's going to call us into account for what we've done in these bodies. And if we do not have the assurance of salvation through Jesus Christ, then we will suffer the consequences. And it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of an angry God. The benefits that you receive here are far greater than living a life that is hedonistic and is atheistic and that is against, you're going against the grain of nature when you're going against God. I mean, God is the one that created you in the first place. He created your soul. You did not create yourself. Your body knows how to heal itself. It has intelligence built into it. Your every cell is intelligently put together. Every atom is intelligently put together. Every subatomic atomic particle is intelligently put together. So you cannot say that evolution can explain everything. I mean, it tries to explain the organic mutations, as being a part of what we are now, but if you look at the facts, I mean, it goes all the way down to the atomic, molecular, nano level, and there's no other way to explain it other than the fact that there was an intelligence behind it all, and is an intelligence behind it all. So wouldn't you like to know more about that intelligence? Wouldn't you like to know who put you here and why you're here? And wouldn't you like to know that you're on good standing terms with Him when you leave here? You have nothing to lose by living a Christian life. You have a world to lose and a hell to lose and a heaven to gain for an eternity. And wouldn't you like to have your loved ones be with you throughout eternity? You wouldn't want to be eternally separated from them, would you? I don't think so. I mean, this is Father's Day coming up, and I don't think any father would wish anything but good for their kids if they're a good father. And God is the Father, and God provided a way out for man once they fell from the Garden of Eden and chose to go on their own and become masters of their own fates and souls. So there is a day of a reckoning, a day of accounting. And I'm imploring and asking you and inviting you to make Jesus Christ a part of your life. This is the purpose for why we're all here in the first place. And if we were to see someone drowning and we had a life preserver in our hands, would it not be a crime for us not to toss it to the person that's drowning? I'm not trying to proselytize. You're an intelligent person, And I think that if you looked at